So photographers are looking for an alternative to Instagram, and at the moment there is a big buzz around Vero as the alternative. But what about Flickr? Have we missed something here, right? Flickr was literally made for photographers to share their work and collaborate and look at other people's work. People are jumping the Insta ship, but are they going to the right place? Now, I have not got any answers for you here, by the way. So if you're here to look for a definitive answer, you are not going to get it. What we're going to do is we are going to discuss it. You're going to put comments in and we're going to see what basically happens. I'm actually going to do an experiment as well, which I'll tell you about during this video, and we will review it later on. And I have got no vested interest in any of these apps or programs. All right, I'm not being sponsored or anything like that. You know, this literally is a discussion to see if we're all doing the right thing. So why are photographers leaving Instagram? Well, that is quite simple. Photographers are losing engagement and they're losing followers. And in some cases, it's literally fallen off of a cliff. And, you know, it's been doing that for quite a while, as a matter of fact. So that is basically why people are looking for alternatives. So I suppose we actually have to start with, what do you actually want from social media? Well, I can tell you what I want. I want followers, I want likes, I want that engagement, I want to be inspired by other photographers and get ideas, and I want to be selling you my courses, don't I? All right, that's what I want from social media. Now, when you think about that, it's all about me, isn't it? Right? That whole, what I've just told you there, it's all about me. It's about me getting what I want. It's about me getting gratification for me. And if you're all going to be honest here, you're exactly the same, all right? You're there to be praised, if you like. You're there to get followers. You are there to look for ideas and inspiration for your own photography. I think it's going to be a very, very rare case when someone is not there on social media for those things. And that's been the flaw in the plan since social media was invented, all right? There is too many people on these platforms looking for other followers, if you like, and they're not prepared really to give back. You know what I'm trying to say? I hope that makes sense, but we've got to sort of put some honesty on the table here, and I think that's it. So photographers are not getting that engagement on Instagram anymore because Instagram, by its own admission, is now pushing video content, reels, funny videos and all that kind of stuff. I mean, let's face it, it's trying to compete with TikTok, which is literally sort of taking over at the minute. And photography is a still image. It's not a movie. And you can start playing the game and start making videos of taking your photos and this, that and the other, but it just annoys people eventually. I mean, I'm getting so annoyed with watching people filming the back of their cameras and this, that. It's just like, come on, we want to see photos. That's what we was there for in the first place, not there for videos. And Instagram is increasingly becoming a time stealer, right? That's what I call it. It just steals your time. The other day, there was a video that popped up and it was a guy making crisps. I ended up watching that for about 2 minutes, and then at the end of it thought, what happened to my life for that last 2 minutes, right? It was just ridiculous. It was just a video that just sucked you in and just stole your time, all right? So it's just not good. And I literally want to delete it off of my phone because it's really becoming addictive, to be honest. So now let's talk about Vero, which is where everyone seems to be going to, all right? Vero's tagline is True Social. It's a free app and it's free of adverts and it's free of data mining, okay? What that means is it's not learning about you as a person and selling that to someone else or giving you adverts based on what you look at, blah, blah, blah. And here's a little interesting fact for you, which I got off of Wikipedia. Vero is the Italian for truth, and that's where they got their name from. Now, Vero is free. Nothing's free, right? So let's not be deluded here. We are in a capitalist society. Nothing is free. If you think that things are free, then you're deluded, all right? So by its own admission as well, Vero's original business plan was to gain 1 million followers and then after that 1 million start to charge people, right? It hasn't done that yet, but you know it's around the corner. You know, something's going to happen where Vero's either going to show you adverts or you're going to have to pay some kind of subscription. And you know what? I don't mind that because, you know, nothing's free. You've got to pay for these services. If you want to use a service, you want to get entertainment out of these services, then why shouldn't you pay for them? Or look at adverts. You know, that's the way the world works. You know, nothing is free. So I've been using Vero for a few weeks now. Please go and follow me if you want to, all right? And here's the pros what I think. You only see the content that you want to see. And by that, what I mean is you're only going to see the content from people that you follow. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. We'll come to that a bit later on. With Vero, you have a phone app, but you also have a desktop app. And that, for me, is a godsend because what it means is that you can take the apps off of your phone and get your life back, all right? Now, honestly, I suggest that you do that. I've had to do it. I've had to do it for my own brain, if you like, right? I've had to get Facebook off of the phone, you know. I want to get Instagram off of the phone, but you can only do certain things within the phone app, so it has to stay on the phone, which I don't like, right? But Vero has a phone app and a desktop app, so you can just do your things on the computer. I prefer that personally. So for me, that is a plus. And in Vero, you can add hashtags to your pictures, just like you can in Instagram. I mean, it's literally, well, really similar to what you would do in Instagram. You know, you just use the same hashtags if you want, and then people search for them hashtags and hopefully come across your picture. So let's talk about the cons of Vero now then. And the first one is, I think it's a little bit hard to use the desktop app and the phone app. It's not as intuitive as you would like it to be, but then I'm actually thinking maybe it's because you're used to using, you know, Instagram and Facebook and you're trying to use it in the same way. But initial thoughts are it's not as intuitive as you would like it to be as you're using it. I think it's hard on Vero to find good content that you would want to follow. Now, you say what you want about Instagram. It did learn what you liked and pushed other stuff towards you that it thought you may like. Well, Vero obviously doesn't do that. You have to physically go and look for stuff. So let's just take night photography. For instance, you can hashtag night photography and you can search for that hashtag night photography, but it will bring up the posts chronologically. It won't bring them up via engagement. So in effect, it's the algorithms that we kind of don't like with Instagram are actually quite good in some respects because it pushes the good stuff to the top, if that makes sense, where Vero don't. It's harder to find new content on Vero. Now again, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing because obviously we've all got the ump of Instagram suggesting, well, some guy making crisps. Why was that suggest? I don't know why that would suggest me. But, you know, so it can be a good and a bad thing. And I'll tell you what, you need to put in the comments here what you think on that, you know. So there's no algorithms on Vero that's pushing content that it thinks it likes to you. But then on Instagram there is, but then you get people making crisps. I don't know, you know, so you just in the comments, tell me what you think. Is it good or bad? For me, I'm sort of edging towards the kind of negative thing. You know, I want to discover new and good content, and I just think that in Vero it's harder to find that new and good content. So let's talk about Flickr. Flickr has been around for ages, since 2004, and there's probably people watching this video that weren't even born then, right? That's how long Flickr has been around. I joined Flickr in 2009. When Instagram came around and things like that, you know, it sort of disappeared. And the other thing that they did at some point, and I'm just, you know, bear with me here because this was a long time ago, but they decided that you could only have a Flickr account if you had a Yahoo account at one point. And I think they took a serious knock from that. But you don't. That's not the case anymore. You can use any email now. But you know, that happened as well back when. Put it in the comments if you know. But yeah. Now it is a photo sharing website and app. That's it. That's what it does. It's for photographers to share their photography with other people. There is a free version. The free version allows you to upload up to 1,000 pictures, and you will get adverts when you have got the free version. And then when you get over 1,000 pictures, well, you either stop or you pay for their subscription service, which works out about £5 a month. They have different, sign up options, but if we just average it out, you're looking at £5 a month for their, what they call their pro service. Now, like I said to you before, nothing is free. You're either going to be looking at adverts or you're going to be paying a subscription no matter what. So there you go. Let's talk about the pros of Flickr. Now, firstly, you can view images in higher resolution so that they look good. So on Instagram, you are stuck with that, aren't you? And even on a desktop, you're still stuck with a low res image. You can actually upload higher res images. I mean, you can add full res images, I believe. Not that you would, obviously it's the internet, and certainly upload images of 1,500 pixels along its longest edge with a watermark on it. I mean, you should know that by now. Watermark your images if you're putting them online. But if you needed to, you can upload higher res images, and even at 1,500 pixels, 2,000 pixels, that's still lower res. They're going to look really fantastic on a desktop screen, a lot better than they will on Instagram. Another pro is you can organize your work into albums. Hooray! So it's not going to just be everything chucked on your social media channels. You can actually section them out to, landscapes, night photography, well, whatever you do. You can section them out into particular parts of the country that you go to, whatever. But I think that's a really good thing. And you can also create galleries, and a gallery can be a gallery of images that you have found all over Flickr that's going to inspire you in the future, so you can grab someone's picture and add it to your gallery. I mean, it's not about nicking their picture. It's like saving the pictures, like what you did on Instagram where you can save pictures. But in Flickr, you can add them to certain galleries, and you can section them galleries off into, well, night photography, landscapes again, You can join groups and you can create groups. And in that way, obviously, you can start socializing photographically with people that are into the same things as you. You can create and join discussions within them groups as well. So, you can have a landscape photography group in your local area, for instance, and then you can have discussions about places to go and, all of that kind of stuff. That can all be done in groups within Flickr. And by adding photos to them groups, you can gain more exposure for yourself, obviously. Another big pro for me, again, just like Vero, you can use it from your desktop. Hooray! So you don't have to have the app on your phone, and you don't have to have your life sucked away by apps on your phone. You can use your desktop to do everything that you need to in Flickr. And here's the big one for me, and I think for any Lightroom user, you can upload directly from Lightroom to Flickr via their publishing services, which, by the way, we teach you how to do in our Lightroom course. Don't forget to go and check out our Lightroom course. It's all brand new and it's absolutely lovely. But from Lightroom, you can upload directly to Flickr, and this is where it gets even better. The keywords that you add to your photos in Lightroom, which you should be doing naturally, as you import, you should be adding keywords, etc. Well, them keywords, they turn into tags as you upload them into Flickr, and them tags are the equivalent of what a hashtag would be on Instagram. So everything's being done for you. It even uploads the EXIF data of the camera if you want it to. You can turn that on and off, it's up to you. But like if you want people to know, what aperture you used and the focal length, etc. That is all done automatically for you when you upload directly from Lightroom. You can update your pictures as well. So you can update pictures, you can change the title of the pictures, you can change whatever, the caption of the pictures, whatever, within Lightroom, and then it will update it on Flickr for you, in sort of live time, if you like. And that is actually not something new. That has been able to be done for years, right? And I suppose this is one of the reasons why I'm making this video. You know, have we missed something? You know, or is Flickr just crap, for argument's sake? You know, am I missing something? Is this video an absolute total waste of time? Or have we all just forgot that actually that is what Flickr was for? Again, you've got to tell me, guys. Comments and have a conversation amongst yourselves. You know, I really do think that this is a conversation that needs to be had by photographers. So let's talk about the cons of Flickr, okay? Firstly, groups. So I know I put groups in the pros, but groups is also a con as well, because you get some idiots out there, and if you use Facebook groups, you know exactly what I am talking about, all right? So some groups are going to be good, some groups are going to be bad. Be aware of that. So it's a pro and it's a con at the same time. The next con is it's a paid service. So if you're looking for a free app to share your photos and get engagement and, you know, get likes, etc., it's not out there, man. And well, obviously you got Vero, but eventually it won't be, you know. So it's a con for some people, because some people do tell me, oh, I'm not going on Flickr because they charge you, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, you're in a capitalist society. What do you expect? But it's got to be in the cons list, because I know that some people are going to see it as a con. Another con to Flickr is dodgy content, all right? I don't know the actual rules on it all, but I believe that people can literally upload what they want to it, okay? So be aware of that. But then again, if you're not searching for it, you're not going to see it, are you? So, but it's not like protected, shall we say, like Instagram or Facebook, where, you know, they automatically can see, can't they, if it's a dodgy picture, shall we say, and they remove it. I think, and please, you know, don't quote me, but put it in the comments if I'm wrong. I think that with Flickr you can upload what you want, all right? So just be aware of that. And the other thing is, whilst I was doing my research, it's got a Trustpilot score of 2. Right now, that rings alarm bells. I'm not sure why. I read a few of them, and yeah, I don't know, there's all different reasons. I couldn't find one in particular, but anyway, I don't know. When something's got a Trustpilot score of 2, you kind of think, am I? So this is why I'm making this video. Are we missing something here? Is there something that I am missing here, you know? Yeah, so there you go. There's all the cons that I think for Flickr. So I've got accounts now for, you know, all of these, obviously Instagram and Vero and Flickr, and I'm going to be uploading to all 3 of them over the next few weeks, month or so. I'm going to see what happens and then report back, whether it's in a YouTube video or a social post or whatever. I will report what I think, okay? Now, feel free, obviously, this is not why I'm making this video, but I will put links in the description of this video, and you can go and follow me and see how this journey progresses on them platforms if you want to. Now, I'm going to tell you now what works for me. What social media platforms have actually worked for me up to this date, and I'm going to tell you why they've worked for me. But before I do, let me take this opportunity to tell you about the courses that we run over at theschoolofphotography.com. If you want to learn photography properly, and I mean properly, in a structured way where you actually retain the knowledge, come over and see us. We've got courses in photography, Lightroom, Photoshop, landscape photography, macro photography, and lots of other things. There's loads of free content over there as well, so you can try before you buy. So if you want to learn photography properly, please come over and see us at theschoolofphotography.com. So here are the 2 platforms that I think have worked for me really well over the years. Facebook and YouTube. All right, YouTube's very easy. You're here, you're watching it. I don't know why people like watching me on YouTube. I've never understood it, but people do. I don't know, you know, people like the way I obviously present and the way I teach, and that's why we've got nearly 200,000 subscribers, and you know, we get a lot of views and everything like that. So for some reason, YouTube has worked for me, and it's got me a lot of business, a lot of likes, a lot of followers, and it's done exactly what I wanted it to do. From the very start. I started YouTube just to show people what I could do, and it's worked. So that's one platform that's worked for me, but it's not a photo sharing app, is it? You know, it's just a social media platform. The other one that I think that's worked for me, and this is more to do with photography, is Facebook, right? And I know that might sound a bit weird because it's not a photo app, shall we say. It's a social media platform, but I think why it's worked for me is because you can engage really quite easily with people. You know, you can add links to stuff, you can comment with people, you know, reply to people, and you get to see the pictures a bit bigger than you do on Instagram if you're on a desktop, you know. And for some reason, Facebook, this is on my personal profile, I'm not talking about the School of Photography profile, on my Mark Newton photography profile, that's where it seems to have worked. And it might be because I engage with people a lot more on there, I'm not sure. It might be because that's where everyone is, you know, who knows, but I'm just telling you my experience so far. YouTube for getting business, shall I say, and Facebook for photo sharing and getting engagement and feedback for my work. And when you really think about it, Instagram wasn't made for photographers to share their work. It was made for people with phones and a camera to be taking pictures of what they're doing in the daytime and instantly share it with their friends. You know, that was the sort of initial idea behind Instagram. Hence all the pictures of people's dinners that we see and stuff like that, okay? So we're all here having a go at Instagram, but when you think about it, you know, it wasn't their job in the first place to do that. It's their job to get you sucked in, and I'll tell you what, they're doing that job really well. You know, like I say, it's a time stealer, it just steals your time away, and in that process it's showing you adverts. So, you know, you can't really have a go at it, can we? Well, what we're looking for is a photo app, a particular app or service where we can share work, get engagement and get inspiration. So, have I missed something with Flickr? Have I got it totally wrong? Is Vero the way forward? Shall we just stick to Instagram? What the hell is going on, all right? I will report back to you on my social channels in a month or so's time. But in the meantime, in the comments of this video, give me your thoughts. Honestly, I would appreciate it. That's a fact. I would certainly really appreciate it. But you can imagine other people as well. They're all going to be commenting and having a real discussion. Well, I hope they will anyway, in the comments of this video. So please do that. Don't forget to like it. If it's the first time you've seen me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next video.